Today we're talking about haptic behaviors. Haptics is a form of nonverbal communication that is expressed through touch. That can be anything from a mother cuddling with her baby to a business handshake to physical assault. Touch is the most effective way to communicate emotion, so we use it a lot. We can, in many different ways. We can use it to show affection or appreciation. We can use it to be playful. We can use it to be controlling. We can use it as a task-oriented process, such as when you visit the doctor or a massage therapist and they have to touch you as part of the duties of their job. But haptic habits vary widely from culture to culture. And I noticed that usually, not always, but usually the level of a low or high contact in a society, in a culture, usually corresponded to if that culture was a high or low context culture. In a low context culture like the United States or North America, we depend on our words to communicate our message, and we rely fairly little on contextual and nonverbal clues. So we don't need touch to communicate, or at least not at the same level as you might need it in a high context culture. So we actually use haptics very little in our culture compared to others, especially in the business world. If touch communicates emotion, then it makes sense that if we meet a stranger or a business acquaintance, we have very little emotional connection with them and we touch them very little. A handshake or maybe a pat on the back is acceptable, but that's about as far as you can go. A friendly touch on the shoulder may just be seen as a sign of friendship to one person, but to another person they may take it as an unwanted sexual advance. So part of our culture is hands off. We don't really touch each other a lot. But the more familiar we are with people, and therefore the stronger the emotional connection we have with them, the more we touch them. Our group of friends, we may hug hello and goodbye and sit on the couch touching our legs, touching, when we're hanging out, and we don't think anything of that. And then you go up another level of emotional connection to your immediate family, your children, your spouse. Then there's another level of emotional connection and also another level of comfort with physical contact. But high context cultures don't depend on the words so much as they do the contextual clues and nonverbal clues. So in those cultures, touch is an important part of that nonverbal communication to express the true meaning of what you're wanting to communicate. And I can also see how that relates to individualistic versus collectivist societies. In North America, where we value individualism, we have this personal space, and we are our own person, and we don't really want other people in our space. Whereas in a collective society, they see themselves more as one unit, so I can see how that could be conducive to having a higher level of physical contact.